Hello history enthusiasts, welcome to our channel. We're diving deep into the mesmerizing history of India today. In the intricate tapestry of world history, pre-colonial India stands out as a radiant thread of opulence and prosperity. Before we trace the footprints of the British in India, let's journey back in time to a period when India was known as the Golden Bird. This endearing epithet wasn't a mere poetic expression, but a testament to the immense wealth and prosperity that defined the subcontinent. India's strategic location on the world map made it a bustling hub of international trade. Spices, textiles, indigo, and precious stones from India found their way to far-off lands, fostering a flourishing trade network. The ports along the coasts of Gujarat, Kerala, and Tamil Nadu were throbbing arteries of this vibrant trade system, pumping wealth into the heart of India. But the prosperity of pre-colonial India wasn't limited to trade. The subcontinent was also a cradle of advanced agricultural practices. The fertile plains of the Ganges and the Indus, the sprawling rice fields of Bengal, the spice plantations of the south, all these contributed to a robust agrarian economy. Moreover, India's wealth was not just material but cultural as well. The subcontinent was home to a myriad of kingdoms, each with its own distinct culture and traditions. The rich cultural heritage of these diverse kingdoms was expressed in their exquisite architecture, literature, music, and dance, which continue to captivate us even today. In essence, pre-colonial India was a beacon of wealth and prosperity. It was a nation that thrived on the richness of its land, the ingenuity of its people, and the diversity of its cultures. It was a nation that was not just rich in gold and gems, but also in knowledge, culture, and human spirit. So, India was a prosperous nation, a beacon of wealth and cultural diversity before the arrival of the British. This historical truth sets the stage for us to explore the profound transformations that the subcontinent underwent under British rule, which we will delve into in the next scene. Stay tuned. But all this changed with the advent of the British Empire. The British rule, spanning nearly 2 centuries, profoundly impacted India, leaving behind an enduring legacy. In the realm of economics, the British rule was a period of severe exploitation. India, once known as the Golden Bird, was systematically drained of its wealth. The British introduced a land revenue system that heavily taxed the Indian farmers, pushing them into a cycle of debt and poverty. Industries that had once flourished, like the textile industry, were systematically deindustrialized. The British flooded the Indian markets with cheap, machine-made textiles from Britain, causing a significant blow to the indigenous handloom industry. But the impact of British rule was not limited to the economic sphere alone. The British rule also saw a gradual erosion of India's rich cultural heritage. Traditional education systems were replaced with English medium schools, and English was enforced as the language of administration and law. This led to a generation of Indians who were disconnected from their roots, causing a cultural rift that is still felt today. Now, let's talk about the political division. The British policy of divide and rule sowed seeds of discord among the diverse Indian communities. They exploited the religious, linguistic, and cultural differences to keep the Indian masses divided and easier to control. This division eventually led to the Partition of India in 1947, an event marked by unparalleled violence and displacement. The British rule also led to a significant shift in the social fabric of India. The introduction of the caste system in the census of India, the creation of communal electorates, and the propagation of stereotypes only deepened the social divisions within the country. The British rule left an indelible mark on India, transforming it from a prosperous nation to a struggling colony. In the next part of our discussion, we will delve into a hypothetical scenario. What if India had never been under British rule? Stay tuned. Now, let's imagine a world where the British never ruled India. In this alternate reality, India's immense wealth and natural resources could have propelled it to become a dominant world power. Remember, before the advent of colonial rule, India was a land of plenty. Its economy was flourishing, its people were prosperous, and its culture was vibrant and diverse. It was a beacon of wealth and knowledge that attracted traders and explorers from far and wide. Now, let's consider the political landscape. Without British intervention, India might have remained a confederation of kingdoms rather than evolving into a unified nation. Each kingdom, with its own unique culture, traditions, and governance, could have developed independently, fostering a diverse but fragmented political landscape. The kingdoms might have competed with each other, not just in terms of military power but also in areas of trade, innovation, and cultural advancement. This competition could have led to a dynamic and vibrant society, with each kingdom striving to outdo the other. However, the downside could have been a lack of a unified front in the face of external threats. And what about the social and cultural aspects? India's rich tapestry of cultures, languages, and religions could have flourished even more in the absence of colonial rule. The arts, literature, and sciences might have evolved in unique and diverse ways, contributing to a rich cultural heritage that would be unparalleled in the world. But it's also worth considering the challenges. Could these kingdoms have overcome their differences and worked together for the common good? Would they have been able to resist external invasions and maintain their sovereignty? And importantly, would they have been able to navigate the path to modernity while preserving their cultural heritage? These are all hypothetical scenarios, of course, and we can only speculate. But one thing is certain: if the British had never ruled India, the country's history would have taken a dramatically different turn. The possibilities are endless and fascinating to ponder. But what about Pakistan and Bangladesh? Would they exist in this alternate timeline? This question stirs a pot of complex history and intricate geopolitics. To answer this, we must first understand that the creation of Pakistan and Bangladesh was a direct result of the partition of India in 1947, a decision taken by the British. The partition was a political solution that aimed to address the religious differences between the Hindu and Muslim populations. In our hypothetical scenario, where the British never ruled India, the situation might have been drastically different. The concept of a separate nation based on religion may not have been as pronounced without the British policy of divide and rule. This policy exacerbated communal tensions, contributing to the demand for separate nations post-independence. One could argue that without the British, the subcontinent might have remained unified, with a multitude of cultures, religions, and languages coexisting, much like they did for centuries before colonial rule. The borders that we see today, separating India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh, may have been non-existent or significantly different. However, it is also important to remember that the history of the Indian subcontinent is marked by a myriad of dynasties, empires, and kingdoms, each leaving their own imprint on the region's socio-political fabric. Without the British, other powers, local or foreign, could have influenced the region's destiny, potentially leading to a similar or even more fragmented outcome. In the end, these are all conjectures, educated guesses based on our understanding of history. The reality is that history doesn't have a rewind button, and we can only imagine the what-ifs. So, would Pakistan and Bangladesh exist in a world without British rule in India? The answer isn't clear-cut, but one thing is certain: the subcontinent might have been a very different place without the British. Before we bring this enlightening journey to a close, we'd like to take a moment to remind you to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your support enables us to continue diving deep into the fascinating world of historical what-ifs and uncovering the many layers of our shared past. We have a plethora of unique content waiting for you to explore, from the mysteries of ancient civilizations to the defining moments of modern history. We are more than just a YouTube channel. We are a community of history enthusiasts, scholars, and curious minds. Your engagement with our content, be it through likes, comments, or shares, greatly enriches this community. We encourage you to share your thoughts, insights, and even your own historical hypotheses in the comment section below. Remember, history isn't just about what happened. It's about understanding how it shapes our present and can potentially influence our future. So, stay curious, stay informed, and keep exploring history with us. Until our next historical adventure, goodbye.